welcome. I'm Abbie.
And I'm Molly.
Today we're going to be talking about artificial intelligence and I guess the impact that it can have, pros and cons, different aspects in everyday life and what it holds for the future. So I guess to get started, we could talk about some of the benefits and
Yeah.
maybe some of the disadvantages as well.
There's quite a few positives to AI. Personalized, like emails and things like that help to engage the consumer. Um, there's a reduction in human error. But with this is also a disadvantage because it means that humans may not be needed in certain jobs. It also enhances decision making. Um, so yeah.
Yeah, I'd say like it can be so great for like time saving
Mm.
and like reducing workload. Like I know that teachers use it for like coming up with ideas for lesson plans and stuff, which when they've got such like busy schedules, like their workload is just immense. Like
Yeah.
I know that it can be a really useful tool for them. But then coming with that is like as a student, it can be beneficial as well. Like you can generate ideas and come up with ideas for like essays and stuff like that, but you can also get misinformation from it,
Yeah.
which is quite like
I know as like being like me being a student, um, I definitely use it to sort of give me briefs for my essays, help to structure them. Um, but then like you said, misinformation. Not everything that you read on it is like backed up by actual sources.
yeah, like I've
So
like had like plan this essay, not plan this essay, but like come up with some ideas,
yeah.
and it will give me a reference. I'll go to look for that reference, and it does not exist. And
Doesn't
it's just
exist.
like, okay, maybe we
Yeah.
won't use that. Like,
You
yeah, it
just
is.
got to make sure that everything you're finding, you then go ahead and Google as well
Yeah,
to back it up.
exactly. And I think along like the misinformation route is like deep fakes and like how
Yeah.
they spread misinformation through that. Like it like an influential celebrity or something can like be made to look as if they're saying something.
Or acting with the wrong crowd kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it can like really damage like behaviors of people who look up to that person. It can cause like really harmful things. Like I looked up, I literally just googled deep fake,
Yeah.
and it came up with a website to
To
create a
make
deep
your own.
fake, and
Yeah.
it's so cheap to make. Like it was something like what $5 for
Yeah.
like a video
A
or something.
video.
It's just like you can ruin someone's life with that.
And
Like
it's so easy to access.
yeah, so easy to access and anyone can do it. I mean, like there are ways to spot if something's real or not. Like you can tell like, if they're not blinking properly or like, if there's
Mm.
glitches in it. But it's
I think,
getting so much better
yeah,
that
with time, it will be less obvious to pick out the points where it's AI.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
with that is also ethical concerns. I think the use of AI raises various issues, including privacy,
Mm,
um, because everything that you use online can be accessed by AI because of like the personalized ads and things like that.
yeah.
And there's also a huge rise in like cyber attacks
Mm,
because no one really knows how to prevent
prevent it from happening.
like
Yeah,
artificial intelligence from hacking your stuff.
yeah, and like you'll talk about something and it'll come up
Yeah,
on
like
like your
even if you're
TikTok
just having
feed
a
or something.
conversation with
Yeah,
someone
and
and then you
that's
get an
literally
ad
it.
on Facebook or something and it's what you were just talking about.
Yeah,
It's really weird.
yeah, it is. But then I think like with social media, it can be good because it's like it can spread information, but then
Mm,
it's the misinformation side of things and
yeah.
like the damage that it can have for that is definitely like really challenging. And for young people seeing things that like you can't even believe, you can't believe, you don't know if it's real or not.
Yeah.
Like it really puts doubt on
I th-
everything.
yeah. I think especially um sort of the younger generation from us who have grown up with AI, maybe don't realize that not all of it is real.
Yeah,
It's some
I
of it
agree.
is
Yeah, and
fake.
like um I can't imagine doing a degree without it now.
Yeah.
Like I use it so much just to like come up with ideas and stuff, but like people didn't used to do that. They used to think for themselves, and like it's really
Yeah.
weird to think that like we could just like not have to think for ourselves anymore. Like
No.
we could just be,
Type it in and then it's
yeah,
literally so many answers are there for you.
yeah. It's really really bizarre. Um, and it can reduce like your problem solving skills because like if you're like out on a day and like you can't access AI, like if you're so used to just like typing it in, getting
Yeah.
an answer, if you run into an issue, it's like you can't just Google
Yeah,
it.
it
Like
becomes like quite lazy and
yeah,
like you're not say that's what we were talking about with the critical thinking. Um, it sort of reduces that when you're a student because you don't have to think so much or analyze things as deeply on your own because you're using AI.
mm,
But then I also think it's beneficial for critical thinking because it brings up topics that you probably wouldn't have thought about.
yeah, yeah. You
But then it's
definitely,
obviously fine. You've got to back that up because it could be fake.
yeah. But it's like it gives you an idea and you can look further into it for yourself, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's at the moment it's not completely eradicating free thought and stuff.
No.
So yeah. You mentioned earlier about like human error, and I think one of the like key debates on like human error with AI is like driverless cars.
Yeah.
And I think that's like a really interesting concept because I know there's just been like a law passed recently that was like um, it was something like self-driving cars will be able to be on the roads by 2026 in the UK.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's like it was only a few years ago when it was first like became a concept,
And
and
now
the thought
it's
of like it
real
being
thing.
real
Yeah.
is bonkers. Like it takes away human error because it's a machine that's like using all sorts of like lasers and sensors and cameras to see hazards, but then um it begs the question, is it fully developed enough to completely
Yeah.
like do it on its own?
And it's like if something goes wrong, then what do you sort of, where do you go from there?
Mm,
Because,
yeah, I know there was like one case, it was a few years ago, and it was like a driverless taxi, I think, like was involved in an accident where someone got injured, and like the fallout of that was quite bad because
yeah.
it's just like how can these be allowed on the road when they're not fully
Mm.
developed?
And it's like
And
we have the whole sort of like criminal justice system to deal with human error,
mm,
but we don't have anything set up for when it's AI because you can't obviously
yeah,
do the same thing with AI because it's a computer or
yeah,
as such.
I think I saw something that said like it will be like if you're in like self-drive mode, like you're not responsible if an accident happens, but I can imagine like the mental toll that would take being like,
Yeah,
well, I put
definitely.
that car in self-drive mode, like
I caused that
yeah,
sort of
like
thing.
if I'd
Yeah,
have been driving myself,
it wouldn't have
would
happened.
I have crashed?
Yeah,
Probably not. Like
yeah.
yeah, and I think the law is like really interesting one with AI because it's so new, and like even things like generative AI and like uni policy is like no one can agree.
Yeah, like it was last year it was like forbidden
Mm.
on my course to sort of use AI, but this year they're
Making it
incorporating,
lenient.
yeah, they're
Yeah,
like it's where the world is going, so we have to use it. But I just
yeah,
think it's crazy.
yeah. Like I've not met like two lecturers that have the same opinion on it.
No,
Like that one of them's like, oh, don't use it at all, and the other's like, it's
that's what's
okay, but
happening nowadays.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess to round off, I think the main like point is to just be really careful online. Like, don't take everything that you see as
And it
real.
is beneficial. Like you
Yeah,
can use it to
yeah,
benefit yourself, but then again, it's also quite dangerous.
yeah. I think it's the same with most things.
Yeah,
Like, especially where we are in society now, like everything's developing at such a
everything's
fast rate that
technology. Yeah.
it's the same with everything. Take it with a pinch of salt, I suppose.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for listening.
Yeah. Thank you.
Give me a clap.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. You can put the mic down and then just give me a clap.